Alright, let's talk about 3D objects in a 3D layer. Now, by default, After Effects does not have anything 3D in it. You can have a 3D layer, but really it's just a flat composition and you're just rotating around that flat composition. You can get a lot of cool effects that nobody would never know, but anytime I pass over this, you're obviously saying, well, no, that is not 3D, that is a 2D thing, and I'm just flying into it to see it. It doesn't have any depth on the letters. Well, we could, and let's go into Photoshop. Let's go File, New, and let's talk about the 3D object. Does the 3D object need to be as big as the composition? No, it does not. It's a 3D object. So it can be any size of composition as long as it fits within the original composition. In other words, 1920 by 1080 is my composition. I probably don't want an object 1920 by 1080. Maybe I want it like 512 by something. Maybe let's just go 512 and I'll show you how to change your composition. Now your resolution is also important. It's a 3D object. So is a composition resolution important? No. In fact, it'll keep speed up if you leave that at 72. Let's start out super simple. Let's make a cube, right? Now we can make a cube in Photoshop if we wanted to. We can go 3D, new shape from layer, cube. So this is now a 3D cube, and if I want to rotate around it, I can just go in here and go to the thumbnail, double click on it, and now I can use the camera. Make sure you use the camera with this. So rotate camera tool, and I can rotate around it. Okay. So what I'm going to do is save as, and I'll call this cube, and hit OK. Then I'll go to After Effects, and let's import the cube in there. Let's File, Import, File. Okay, here's temp, here's cube, and I want to make sure it's under composition. It will not work unless it is. So here, composition, you get the live Photoshop 3D. Alright, so now there's my composition. It's right here. If I want to add it to the scene, I can drop it down and it becomes part of the scene. And I can maybe move it over here. Now where is it? You know, what Z space is it in? Well, let's go to camera 2 and find out. Okay, let's hit C. And you'll notice as I go like this, I can't really tell where it is because it's not a 3D layer. So let's go in here and turn it into a 3D layer. Now I can change its Z space, and I can rotate around and put it right here if I wanted to. So let's put it between the 3D and the Z space. But it's not a cube. It looks like a flat thing. That's okay. Just trust me on this. I'm going to have it right there. Alright, cool. Now in the cube composition, I'll just jump into that. I have this controller, background controller. And in background controller, I have the options of going to transform, and I can rotate this object. Now I can also rotate the object by going into the rotate tool. Okay, you can notice that I can rotate it around. Okay, what I'm going to do is its orientation, I'm just going to key that. And then I'm going to take and go to 10 seconds and just rotate this around quite a bit. So now when I go like this, it looks like it's rotating. There we go. Now I can continue to do this on every quarter frame if I wanted to, and it would increase the spinning cube. So now I got this, and if I hit space, you'll see it's just sitting there spinning. Alright, perfect. Let's go back to composition 1. Let's go to camera 1. Let's hit spacebar. And you saw it just for a second there. The cube is spinning. Cool. Let's go back to cube. Let's make this spinning a lot faster. Let's move our control points in. Let's move our composition in. As far as speed is concerned, let's go to composition, trim composition to work area, and now I got this. Much faster. Am I going to be able to see it? Maybe. Yep, it's spinning. So that's 3D in a 3D layer. We basically fool it by thinking that it's a 3D in a 3D composition. And this is actually Photoshop rendering it. Pretty cool, right? You can use it for a great deal of tricks, trust me. But for right now, that's just the basics.